Hey folks, and welcome back to the finale of Let's Play Dark Messiah. It's been an awesome ride, and I've had a ton of fun, and I'm hoping to make this one go out with a bang. You guys are in for a real treat with this one, I think. So we've got a little bit larger of a crew today. So with me is
Hey everybody, it's the last Robokai, and the big bang that we'll be going out with will actually be Sarah's foot being put down.
No, it won't.
No, not put down as in executed. Put down as in he's gonna
He's going to take a single step, and all of Ashan will resound with it.
You could not put a foot like that to sleep. There isn't enough sedatives or killing syringes in the world big enough for that.
No, there aren't. So also with us is
I'm Jetpack Postman, and I have absolutely nothing witty to say.
that is a real shame. And also finally with us is
I am Tawarsmith, and I am broadcasting this commentary from inside a room that Sareth locked me in.
hopefully he left some food in there with you because you don't know how to door.
He can't eat it anyway because Sarah's got him in there by kicking him a lot.
Yeah, I think most of my ribs are broken.
Collapsed lungs. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started, folks. See you in there.
Meanwhile, in the epilogue, that is actually a full-featured level, longer than most of the others, and not an epilogue at all.
They don't even have a funny name for it.
No, not at all.
Together we shall have Arantir and the skull.
And the gauntlet.
I've never done this with Xana around.
Help me! God, this guy is noisy.
The audience is now deaf.
That's mean.
Oh, but I love
Oh
it.
my god.
He just kind of phases up through the world.
My father is the King Project. Don't try to run. On a vortex of Stonehelm. Oh, Palantir has conscripted to block your path.
Goombad, motherfucker!
Nice.
This was humiliating!
Ishtvan. He was a very bad boy. I rather respected him. No doubt his punishment was well deserved.
Fills me with shame.
It just sounds like the guy was one of those whiny assholes who are like those kids who need to be put to sleep in order to get their teeth cleaned because they won't shut up.
Yeah, we'll get a look at his tomb, commemorizing his exploits a little bit later. Let's just say that Xana is not lying.
Also, wow, that zombie got halfway out of the ground before it dematerialized.
It was pretty funny. I love charm in this level. Oh, hey, that's a vampire knight.
Hello, Vampire Knight, what brings you to these parts?
Oh, just hanging around.
The great peace.
Oh god!
Did you just gib that guy?
Yep.
Necromancer being killed by a coffin. That is irony.
I do like that the one place Sarah's was standing where nothing landed.
That's Istvan's body.
Yeah. This level is also pretty fun to stealth because there is darkness everywhere, and you can use the rope bow to get to all kinds of really fun places to ambush people from.
What was that?
Yeah, it's actually really refreshing. I mean, after the Necromancer hive, where there was almost nothing to rope bow around, I saw a bunch of stone here in this, and I was just like, oh shit. Oh, by the way, here's Istvan. The Ravisher, the Sadist, the Violator, and the Poisoner of his only seed.
Sounds like a real stand-up guy.
Looks like a small guy.
Yeah, a real Boy Scout.
So we're gonna let that guy out, and
Oop! A lich!
after that guy has a bit of a shuffle dance there.
That was a lich at one
Yeah,
point.
that was a lick. The same one that was a mini-boss back half a game ago. And now he's just one kick.
He was styling on you.
These are the saddest zombies in the world.
Well, basically, they're the leftover ones.
Father proves unhelpful.
Oh, good you.
Sword
Oh, good
myself
so
and
well.
hang it back up.
It's pretty metal, actually.
I was actually really cool with Zed to say that. I'm just like, all right, you've got your priorities straight.
Whoa!
I thought about just walking down there, and then I was just like, that's not swashy enough.
Well, that's a very fancy staircase.
Also, I love how basically freeing this guy's soul is dropping it down a pit of infinite darkness.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think that also speaks volumes for what kind of person he was. Please, hanging from this chain isn't evil enough for me.
He's just gonna yell at his dad on the way past.
Whoa.
Oh. Well,
Good enough.
That Shadow Steel armor, let me tell you what.
You have freed me. Very well. Before I descend into the abyss, I will keep my word and mark you for my father's eyes. When he sees you, he will know you, and your way will be opened. Go now and greet my father.
One of my persistent questions about all of these, like, necropolises and all like that is how poorly the dead are actually treated in here. I mean, if death is supposed to be perfection for the necromancers, their perfection fucking sucks.
well, it's perfection up until the point where they actually have to give a shit about your corpse. I mean,
Yeah, no
the
joke.
necromancers will go about worshipping your corpse all day long, but as soon as it starts to smell, they don't want anything to do with it.
Oh
The
shit.
last video I said that was the last Cyclops in the game. Yeah, I forgot about these guys. Fortunately, there's a gimmick to kill him pretty quick.
Oh. Yeah.
You just wind him a little.
Yeah, just barely nudge it.
Sareth, no.
I feel for Sarah's fingers. I really do.
And how come something that doesn't have a working heart still gushes fountains of blood?
That's another wonderful question.
Magic. Also dragons.
They're actually health potions that don't do anything for him, but the necromancers store them in there, and it's just like they pulled the eye out as a stopper and sort of drink from it a few times. They're kind of weird, necromancers.
I like to think that this vampire knight is akin to that fat guy from the Star Wars movies who cries over the Rancor. Except he responds to this with blind rage. How dare you kill my Cyclops, sir?
That was the guy that I charmed. I'd say he's pretty well justified in hating my guts right now.
That would definitely make one hell of a story for Chicken Soup for the Pet Lover's Soul in Ashan.
I thought you loved me, and then you killed my Cyclops!
This is one of the worst bits of level design in the game. You know, they put all of that light on that tomb, and it's actually nothing. It's just there to give you a couple of potions. You have to work your way around like this.
Fuck all of these sarcophagi.
Well, basically, it's an old marketing gimmick, I think. You know, how they brightened up the coffins to make them better suited for purchase.
Who would purchase this shit? I mean, there's fucking zombies and everything everywhere.
Well, the zombies are extra.
How are they burrowing out of the ground? It's solid stone.
Don't ask me. There's also kind of the point that it's all archways, right? So, you know, where are they resting in the first place?
They economized on space real good in this necropolis. They interred people that like were just able to pay to get put in the necropolis, but they didn't actually care about all that much. They put them in the it sealed them inside each brick of stonework.
I'm still trying to figure out who would want to be buried here.
This may have been the work of the Stonehelm Mafia. Just basically pushing people into cement.
Ha!
Well, if they're anything like as hardcore as the Stonehelm guards.
I really like that theory.
I just imagine like how they would like try and execute any guards that wouldn't be on their take, and I guess they would just bore them.
Well, who do you think pushed the people into the giant stone cement blocks? The guards are totally on the dole.
Mr. B. Ulsey doesn't take shit from anyone, especially not regulations.
And not boredom either.
Nope.
Yeah, basically the entire reason the mob exists is because the guards would die of boredom without him.
The mob are necessary to keep order in the city. And then this happens.
This is the shittiest trap ever. I mean, seriously, it's just like, oh, I might want to move 6 inches, then just throw that dude's
Percy, no.
What the hell is he even doing in here anyway?
Hiding from the fire.
Apparently getting high on mana potions.
Also, this is kind of why you don't go for the lowest bidder with your flame traps. because it's really slow to start, it malfunctions right away, and it only goes like one at a time.
Here's another crappy trap.
That's actually really badass, gotta say.
You just stunned it too. Also, I just imagine like the guy describing how that other trap works. It's like, all right, so get this right. The fire goes off one at a time, and then after it does that a few times, the door opens again. What if they crawl into the hole?
Who would think to do a thing like that?
A big jerk, I think.
Well, you see, the security in Stonehelm works a lot on the honor system.
That actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Also, I'm just gonna assume that the reason that guy was down there is that he was yet another of the adventurous brothers who are related to Percy and Duncan. This was the brother James, and Peter, Sam, and Sir Handel are. Let's see. I'm not sure what they do. I haven't heard from them in a while.
Oh, ha ha.
I always worried about James. He always seemed like he was going a bit off the rails.
I always need to keep those bottles of oil around for emergency cremations.
Oh god, all the Vampire Knights.
Those guys are doing the robot at each other.
Vampire Knight's immolation dance party.
One could say that there's a fire in the disco.
Hey, pal!
Hey, buddy! You didn't invite me to the dance party! I'm pissed!
Well, this I can only imagine is just fan service. I mean, these guys can't fucking hurt you anymore. There's a million spiked walls over here, and they send a bum rush of blackguards at you.
Am I late? I want to get on the wall too!
Basically, the giant spiked wall was for the necrotized half-corpse barbershop quartet. Granted, they couldn't sing any lyrics, but they were definitely very, very fun to listen to.
It's like it was exactly like the Half-Life zombies from that one Gmod video. Yabba, my eyes sing! But there was 4 of them, and they were a barbershop quartet.
Yabba, 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 yabba!
I would listen to that. I mean, they couldn't sing any lyrics, but they were always in tune. Always.
And you were wondering why the necromancers...
One guy was always out.
Which is the real reason why necromancers can get by with just exporting half-corpses on spikes.
Damn!
Damn it, Vampire Knight, if you don't want to die cool, you're just gonna die like everybody else.
And I love how he tried to kick you. It's like, oh, maybe there's something to what this Seraph guy does.
All men of Ashan are brothers in kicking.
Just wait till you see the hidden ending. You'll see kicking.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, so this is the reward you get for freeing Istvan. If you don't, then he's just plain hostile, and there's absolutely nothing interesting.
Errantir's shackles are undone.
And he's boring me,
I
so I'm
shall
looking
help
around.
you to deal with this fool who has dared treat the souls of my heirs as slaves.
Only 3!
What? Only 4? You're running out of troops, Errantir.
Also, if you're wondering what that mark that guy's son put on Seraph, it's basically just an old sticky note with slut in Sharpie.
This has to be like the stupidest boss fight ever, simply because they give you so many oil jars. And I'm just like, seriously, who doesn't have fire right now? And I was going to turn on that one guy's dad, but he just kind of falls asleep after all of the other enemies die.
Errantir's shackles are undone.
That Lich really was not very good at the electric slide.
Not so much.
We'll have the electric pot down.
This cavern is a nightmare. I mean, there's a ton of really high-class enemies here, and there's like nothing to do with physics.
At least there's stairs.
There are some stairs, but that's all you get. Like with this guy, it was just like, fuck.
Also, a couple of mouths that are kind of hanging open there. Never gets old.
Never does.
Never ever.
Burn.
Defiler from a grave robber.
Yeah, really? I mean, it's just...
Yeah, wait a minute!
Have you looked at how you're keeping this place up recently?
But then again, we're talking about Sereth here, so maybe he has a point.
Creature!
I loved how that other guy just didn't notice at all that one of his friends came clattering to the ground behind him.
That's what happens when you're in a workplace without occupational health and safety laws.
To be fair, that guy was, you know, the son of the manager, so he always expected him to do something stupid like fall down a pit.
He's not even supposed to be here.
Got a bit of a swagger going.
Yeah, I was trying to get his attention because there's another fun rockfall trap. Of course, he doesn't want to die cool either. What a jerk. Trying to put on a show here, guy.
You would think they'd be lining up to die in badass fashions in an LP like this high class.
You would hope, but it is not to be.
It's dusty in here.
Yeah, the worst part about this place is that if you try to turn on dark vision before that dust clears, it's going to blind you. It's like pure white.
Sereth opens his eyes really wide, just gets dust in them.
It's horrible. I was just like, oh my god, this is awful.
Also, to bring back the Stonehill mob, those clouds weren't dust, they were cocaine.
I love that theory.
Basically, it's their idea of irony to hide their stashes in the priest crypt.
I was just gonna say that Sarah's secret weakness is that he has crippling asthma.
Oh, whoops. That's a spring that would heal me if I didn't have Xana in my
This
head.
fountain was meant for someone of your...
Oh, that's neat.
It's just that a detail though. I mean, it works exactly like the pools that we saw in Chapter 5. It just heals you up. It does nothing else for you.
Ghouls.
I was having a lot of fun just sitting back and watching this.
Everyone's styling on him.
Oh man, look at that guy go!
I feel like you should use the scroll with Fireball.
What? And compromise my charm? Fuck that.
I love how ghouls are incredibly efficient at taking out their own kind. It's like necromancers used them for cockfighting before they realized, oh shit, we can use these as shock soldiers.
That's another idea I love. I mean, it just instead of asking like, "What is the great teaching?" It's like, "Hey, I got $50 on Ghoulie McGhoulers tonight."
All Bones Jones!
All Bones Jones.
I'll put 20 on All Bones Jones. I saw him delete a guy through a wall.
I'm putting all my money on the guy on the left. Back when he was a serf, I saw him kill himself with his own cleaning brush. The Stonehill mob actually smuggled the cleaning brush into the ring and allowed him to go on a rampage and win the tournament.
Has Asher sent me a sacrifice?
Another sad zombie.
Yes! For the love of God.
I'll serve you, master. I guess I won't.
That's gotta be like being kicked out of a World of Warcraft server. You queue up to be resurrected by a necromancer, then get immediately kicked out of reality.
Basically, it's like summoning in Dark Souls.
It all comes down to this. Here's the last fucking chamber of the game.
My lord, my love, the skull of shadows. It calls to you, to us. Take it up. We're stronger now, more powerful. Erentyr's death magic cannot strike us down. Together we are invincible.
I will have to say, at least there was a nice hand wave toward the fact that Arantir could look at you and murder you earlier in the game.
Alright, Santa. We'll go take the Skull of Shadows and take over the world, but afterwards we're going to have a long talk about our relationship. I think it's pretty unhealthy right now, I'm just saying.
I also like how she says that the Skull of Shadows calls them. It's like Sereth is a magnet for anything and everything that's an aspect of a spider.
Hey, Warsmith, I may have bought Backstab off screen.
No court will ever convict you. Also, hell yes, this is how I did it too.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Aaron dear, how's it going?
Oh, no, wait.
No, you thought you could kill me that easily, could you?
He's just doing another interpretive dance.
Our last discussion. But you have her to help you. So in the interest of fair play, I...
Yes, folks, it's a skeletal Palkai.
And so we come to this. My centuries of effort and your scant 2 decades of life as a demonic militant. Ironic. Try to understand demon spawn. Mage or necromancer, life or death, these are 2 sides of the same coin. But demons, the magics of Urgash, chaos, they are pure destruction, the negation of all that exists. And you, the ultimate...
And here, in the 11th hour and 59th minute, we finally have a good reason to not want to go with Xana. I mean, and
Yeah.
of all people to articulate it, it's Arantir, the guy who's been hating on us the entire game. God damn it.
Arantir is my favorite character.
Arantir is like the hidden star of this game. I mean, he really is. Every one of his lines is great.
Yep.
Every one of his motivations is well written. All of his techniques are great. I mean, he's just a wonderful character.
And it's probably because he's the one character who came from a different game.
Also, his accent is fantastic.
There are none left who can seal away your father. You have beaten me.
I have beaten you? Oh, okay. That means it's teabag time! Teabag!
Happy Arantir.
You teabagged him into atoms.
Very good.
This is how the world ends. Not with me, but with a frat boy.
Arantir, no, I will not mourn for you because you don't know what the word ironic means, and I have no mercy for people who make that mistake.
Bring me the skull.
Sareth, I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yes, my son, my heir, yes. Come closer, bring the skull. Shatter that poison relic of my ancient enemy, and with it the chains of this prison.
Are you sure you want your father involved in this?
Do we?
Good. My son, prince to my fiery throne.
Huh.
Father gets out, everyone will have to do everything his way. Is that what you want, love?
That's a good point, Xana. And as a matter of fact,
Can you feel it? Yes.
the threat agrees with you.
Yes.
Sareth, no! Once you've opened the gate, he won't need you anymore. He'll destroy us both.
The voting was very close.
Oh
I guess
boy.
this is what they call a Xana gambit.
The voting was within 3 votes, but the canon ending is to seal Kabbaleth.
Thank you.
You will claim your
I love that he's confused. He's like, no, wait, Sareth, over here. Wait, look, turn around. I know you're kind of moronic, son, but you're over here. Oh, what? Oh, God.
10 centuries shall the fortress stand, walls of spirit wrapped in walls of fire. And horned lords shall bow their heads to one not yet born of the darkest sire. 1 century of blood and strife. The moon shall darken and none know why. The resting place at last is found of the 7th who soared so high.
Sarah! Sarah! I shall flay your skins and souls for this!
Run! Run, my love! Get us away from here!
Enough! I do not seek your path, father. I seek my own way, and I shall carve it with the skull.
teach you the full measure of agony!
I think you should blame
From
Fenrig
greed
for
or
this.
Fear, he will decide the Chained One is left alone. The relic's power yet untapped, and Ashan's fate still yet unknown.
I hate prophecies.
Oh boy, when I get off here, I'm giving you such a spanking!
Pretty much. This is actually my favorite ending of all of the four, simply because it makes the most sense to me. Like I've said in the thread, I don't see Sereth as having a really solid motivation for getting rid of Xana, but, you know, like Warsmith, like you said, Fenrig is also kind of an idiot.
Kind of.
So, you know, I mean, just him going through with everything also doesn't make sense to me. I also think that Sereth's justification, like, my own path, you know, that's like one of his only good lines in the game.
And you know, I just realized that. Why does the prophecy require Sereth? The only actually important thing here is the Skull of Shadows, which is the artifact that can unlock or permanently seal the prison. Sereth is completely incidental. Fenrig could have done this himself. Menelag could have done this himself.
Technically, yes.
Oh dear, and it's such a pity. You know, they could have done a really cool thing with the protagonist is the real villain, go with it or don't go with it thing, but nope.
And that's kind of what I was saying about all of the endings being unsatisfying on some level. I mean, this one kind of ends in a cliffhanger, just like, oh, hey, look for a sequel because nothing was really resolved here. I mean, I imagine that, you know, Sereth goes up and he's got enough cred to be King of Stonehelm, and he bones the crap out of Xana. And, you know, honestly, good for him, but the rest of us would still kind of like an ending to the story.
That is how all the sequel fanfiction goes.
Personally, I'm disappointed with the ending, but for a completely different reason. I'm kind of disappointed that the Skull of Shadows didn't summon a bunch of spiders, and the guy's like, wait, what's this? Get it off me! Oh god, why? Why?
Well, that's the canon wrapped up, but we still got some time left, so I think it's time for a bromance ending.
Uh-oh.
Aaron's here! It's over. Give me the skull, or I'll take it from your corpse!
Silence, boy. You have no idea of what is at stake here.
We understand quite well, my love. What is at stake is our future.
A few lives for an entire world. Quite a bargain, really.
Oh, really? Aaron's here. You want to say that again? I've got a couple friends over here that didn't quite hear you say that, and they've kind of got an opinion about it.
Oh, he goes invisible.
Yeah, now he's scared. He's scared because up here comes B. Alsey and his buddies, the dudes who would not die aboard him.
Oh no!
Hell yes!
It's God time!
Living for Stonehelm!
They're not okay with this whole sacrifice thing, Aaron's here.
Duncan would have been here, but he got trapped in the healing tomb on the way over here.
Yeah.
And just for reference, B. Alsey is the guy with the shield.
Oh yeah.
Can you become undead from boredom?
I also want you guys to note, B. Alsey has been knocked down 3 times now by fireballs. Dude keeps getting back up.
He is the man that all men strive to be.
He's also pretty much, like, quite obviously aware that Aaron Tier is not invisible in the slightest. He's just like tapping him on the shoulder going, no, you're not fooling anybody.
Take these.
I kill you!
Oh, one of the badass bunch decides to get in on it by dropping his bow.
Yeah, fuck that. Show some skill before I kill you, 200-year-old Arc Necromancer.
I see you have grown considerably since our last.
They don't understand invincibility.
But you have her to help you. So in the interest of...
Why would they?
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The creed of the badass bunch.
And so we...
I don't know what these guys are doing.
Like I've been saying.
I love this. Basically, these two guys are hanging back because they're like, alright, we got the last of all necromancer, you guys can have this one. But we get the undead dragon!
Yes.
Honestly, I feel sorry for you
So
guys.
this is the way that a warrior kills the dragon. I mean, you just wait for him to lunge at you, and then you do this. It's way more boring than the tense shoot-off you have with a bow. Wonder why I went with the bow.
The same friend of mine who did the Seraph the Living Railgun playthrough with nothing but telekinesis did a different playthrough as a warrior.
B. Aussie understands kicking. He will kick you in the dick from now until ever.
Beelzy is going to be the high priest of the new religion that Seraph establishes when he gets out of here.
No, he's not. He's going to be the captain of Stoneholm's new Sarath Guard.
Basically, Sarath apprenticed Beelzy off screen. He's like, Sarath, am I doing it right?
I am the left boot of Sarath.
A few punches and now more kicking.
You haven't even had to hit him
Archie doesn't know what the hell's going on.
for him to go invincible again and resummon the dragon. Beelzy is doing all of it.
Yup, Beelzy has this shit tight.
This is the greatest thing.
Don't worry about me, Sarath. I got this guy.
And as a matter of fact, he does. Beelzy.
Oh, I love it. He beats him with a hilt smack.
And he's not finished.
Oh no, he's not done. He's got a few more kicks.
He's teabagging him too.
A few more kicks.
I wish it just zoomed in on his face so we could see like the imprint of a dragon that was on the hilt of the sword.
Oh shit. Beelzy is Mad Bull 34.
Beelzy, today, you and I are brothers. And you will never be bored again, my friend. For in this new world, you will be my first general. Come, let us meet the man who will make us gods.
Let us kick the entire universe right in the face. We're gonna kick the universe so hard it's gonna fall off the stairs of reality.
The universe is a soccer ball and we are Beckham.
Here they come. They're gonna wait kindly at the bottom of the ziggurat, for I am the prince and they are the generals.
If your father gets out, everyone will have to do everything his way. Is that what you want, love?
Basically, this is like The Bachelor, except for ultimate power. They're waiting to see whichever
Once you open
one
the gate, he won't
Sarath
need you
gives the
anymore.
skull.
He'll destroy us
If he
both.
thinks he can take me, he's welcome to try.
He'll destroy you.
10 centuries shall the fortress stand, walls of spirit wrapped in walls of fire. And Horned Lord shall bow
Also, I
their
don't
heads
think this
to one
writing
not
is actually
yet
supposed to be
born
mythic
of the
text. I just think the
dark
narrator's dyslexic.
It's Fenric. He's making
One
shit up as he goes
century.
along.
Maybe it was a made-up language that he made up while he was, that goth metal kid
the
in high
resting
school.
place and
But he taught
last
Sarath how to speak it fluently.
of the seventh who soared so high.
At last, come to me, my son and savior.
I have done your bidding, my master. Here is your son, delivered to you.
Son, someday I shall thank you for your fealty. All hell shall echo with your screams of devotion.
So, Father, I give you your freedom.
Rejoice, my son. To the end shall bend us unto our will, or break it to pieces. I raise my arms, and for the first time in centuries, no chains bind them!
It's one of the best delivered lines in the
From
game.
darkness comes the light of flame. The demon lord by his hand was freed. Sovereigns both, they claimed the world as
Also, I might be crazy, but if you look at that guy's helmet, it kind of looks like a dragon's head.
Oh boy. So that does it for Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, folks.
And probably RoboKey at this point.
Probably so after that one.
Just let me get the froth out of my mouth here.
So, first of all, I wanted to thank all of you guys, Robokai, Jetpack, Warsmith. I just could not have done it without you guys. You guys are fucking awesome, and I don't deserve support like you guys.
Dude, like I said in the beginning, I don't know if I said this before, but I was gonna LP this game I'm so glad I didn't, because what we just witnessed would not have happened had I done it, and that would have been a crime against existence.
Yes, this is true. This has truly been a mastercrafted piece of amazement, in my opinion.
Oh, I had so much fun making it.
As for me, well, you paid me to be here. I hope the check's in the mail.
Yeah, I got my money's worth. So, these credits actually go on for a long time, and, you know, like I said before, I feel that this game was actually a very good game that was just flawed. So I feel it's important to let people, let Ubisoft and all of their affiliates have their bows, but while it's going, I think it's a good time to just do a little bit of a retrospective. So I'm just gonna go around. Robokai, tell me the two things that you thought this game did best, and the two things you thought it did worst.
Well, the two things I think it did best, the first thing I think it did really well was the mobility in this game. Like, Sareth gets to move around like crazy. Like, the levels where he can get out the rope bow, where he can move around like crazy, I think are some of the best levels and always the most fun to watch. And that brings into the other thing as well, is if they had more levels built like that, with all the crazy physics stuff and all the cool traps and everything that you can spring, I think the game would probably be even better than it is at the moment. As for things that I thought were bad about it, the same token, I think they overdid the personal motion a little much. I really struggled myself to play through any of this game because Sarah's head moves around when he does anything so much. I felt like upchucking.
You know, you can turn that off in the options.
He knows that now.
Yeah, I feel very silly now. We've gone through the whole game and now I found this out.
That's what I'm here for, man. To make your life a living hell.
The other the other flaw, honestly, I think that they hobbled themselves a little much. There was so much impact and fun that you can have in a lot of ways. I feel that by removing like the section where you fight a bunch of guys and all you've got is the stairs and like one thing you can knock down and a huge horde of enemies. I think they didn't play to their strengths nearly enough.
Yeah, that's a fair point, really. I mean, there were a number of areas that, you know, I mean, we said, I would say when I was commentating, this isn't a fun area, and it's because there aren't enough barrels. Anyway, Warsmith, how about you go next? Same question.
Well, my two favorite things about the game are just the feel of everything. I have to disagree on that, but that's just because I didn't get motion sick. The way Sareth moves feels great. The weight of the combat and all the stuff in the environment is great. And the other thing I really like was the way it used a first-person perspective. I absolutely love that you can look down and see your body and be aware of exactly where you're stepping when it's important. And the handful of scenes where they did really cool things, like the scene where Aaron kills you. Like that's amazingly impactful, and it wouldn't be nearly as much if you weren't looking through Sarah's eyes when it happened.
Oh, man.
And let's see, two worst things, probably voice acting.
Absolutely.
And motherfucking multiplayer hit detection!
Oh, yeah. I'm going to let you guys at Arcane off the hook for that one because I realized the multiplayer was done by Kuju.
Kuju,
Yeah.
You're on the hook dangling over the abyss, by the way.
And we are not going to let you go.
Which one of these... I want to know which one of these uncredited voices voiced BLZ.
Yeah, the sleeper hit of this entire game. So, Jetpack, it's your turn now.
Well, for me, I think one of my favorite parts of this game was how they had the gimmick, the whole physicsy environment stuff, and how they really, really, really tried to sell it in just about every level. As long as you paid attention, there was usually a barrel or a rock or something that you could knock down that would hit all the enemies, and that leads up to my second point. Basically, just how much the enemies help contribute to sort of how you interact with the environment, how you can trip them up, how you can basically knock them about with barrels or, knock them downstairs and stuff. I really think that that level of interactivity is what helps set Dark Messiah apart from a lot of different action games, especially ones that were made with the Source engine. This game really tries to take advantage of that whole physics aspect, and I think that they did really well with it. But that kind of leads me into my other 2 points. It's that they tried to give the player a lot of different styles of combat, but other than Warrior, they didn't really work out all that well. They didn't take advantage of the environment or, just generally fucking with the enemies as well as being a Warrior does. And another major failing of the game that I found was basically the enemies. How you had half that you could, kick into spiked walls and stuff, but then you'd get to the zombies and the spiders who were basically immobile and unkickable and just a complete pain in the ass to fight because you had to fall back on the game's rather lackluster melee combat. And that kind of shows to me that they thought that the melee combat wasn't that bad and they didn't really realize this game's strength until later on. I think had they had the time to go back and rethink a few things, they probably would have been better to either change or take out entirely, the spiders and those little enemies that are just more of an annoyance to fight than anything.
Yeah, that certainly would have been nice for the arachnophobes among us. But for my part, right. And I'm going to offend a few people with this, but first of all, obviously, it's the visceral feel of the combat. You don't get that from a lot of games. You just don't. Secondly, I'm just going to say, the characters. Yes, the writing was bad. It was kind of stitched together at points, but the characters still really sold it. I'm kind of a sucker for a good villain, and this game really had 3 of them. Sereth and Xana make a fantastic team. I don't care what you say. Arantir was awesome. The Demon Sovereign was awesome. All 3 of them, it was just 3 basically bad guys butting heads, and I think we need more of that.
I haven't seen a bunch of NPCs quite as interesting as the Stonehelm guards either. Like, you actually felt like these guys were, and I'm not just talking about like Beelzy guy. Like at the very first time you meet them, they're doing their job. They're not being ridiculously incompetent, and they aren't being morons. Like they're actually really good at what they do.
And what I kind of like is that how all these guys, even though they only have really slight characterization, it's just enough that they're left enough of a blank slate that you can project a lot of stuff onto them. And it still kind of makes sense.
Totally unironically, that is an art, and they actually do it pretty damn well in this game for all the crap we give to its writing.
Yeah, the environmentalization of everything was done just awesomely, and I'd go on a little bit more about my complaints, but you've been hearing me complain the entire LP, so you guys basically know what pisses me off at this point.
I would like to say I have found one thing really funny with this credits. I don't know if you've noticed, but a couple of the times, like some of the names come up, they've got that black square, which kind of means that the font that they chose didn't actually have the correct thing for the letter.
Right, for accents, and I haven't modded the game or anything. This is just an oversight.
Wait, there was Isaac Dragos Vizirianu. Damn.
That the hardware specialist, I could not even hope to pronounce that last name.
Speaking of the credits, they're getting pretty close to ending. So, for all of you folks at home, thank you very much for watching with us and laughing with us. I love you all, and a lot of things in my life have taught me that I sometimes don't always have as many goodbyes as I think. So I try to make them all very warm. I hope all of you folks have hot food, a cold drink, and warm bed, no matter where you go or what you're looking for. So until we see each other again, folks, I've been Cool Guy.
I've been the Last Robo-Kai.
I've been Jetpack Postman.
I've been to Warsmith, and I pray that you all find somewhere to hide when the giant 8-legged kicking god comes to end the world.
From all of us to all of you, signing off.
Oh, shit, we forgot the suit.